All right, let's go ahead and take a look at this sub. Public sub. Oh yes. Look at how delicious that is. All right, so here's the hard truth about living here in Navarre. Everything is a drive. There's really no public transportation system. The walkability, unless you're actually on Navarre Beach, isn't going to be all that great. Other than that, everything's a drive. You want to go to the grocery store, it's a drive. You want to go to the restaurant, it's also a drive. School, hop in your car, it's a drive. Work, you got it. Unless you're working from home, it's going to be a drive. So just be prepared for that. Most of the areas around here are going to be like that. There are some places still around Navarre that have a decent walkability, but it's not common. Like if most of the people that are going to be moving to Navarre, you're looking for, that newer home, the bigger lots, right? And that sort of suburban sort of feel, right? And if you're going to go out there, you're not going to be close to much. So what my suggestion for those that kind of want to be there are some apartment complexes, there are some condos where they'll be closer to things, but realistically, to live a comfortable life that you're looking forward to in Navarre, it's going to necessarily be, you guessed it, a drive. So it's a drive for everything. And just to show you, everything happens here on Highway 98 as we're going here. And it is the main heartbeat of Navarre. Yep, you got it.
12 seconds later.
Gotta love the traffic here. Yeah, see that's a green light right there? And they're just blocking traffic, trying to come off of 87 there. Gotta love it here. Woohoo! Another hard truth about this area in Navarre is that there's just really limited options. There's not a whole ton of places that you're going to be going to go out to certain activities. I'm in the Publix, basically strip mall right now, and I'm going in to get one of my favorite things when I come here is a Publix sub. And by the way, if you've never had these things, there's like a whole community behind them. One of my favorites is going to be the buffalo chicken tender sub. Oh, it's amazing. I gotta do some extra walking today to work that off. But yeah, most of the time though, if you're going to be going out here, you're probably going to be driving to other places to do activities. You're either going to be heading out west, trying to not get hit by a car, guys. You're going to be heading west to go to Pensacola, or you're going to be heading east to go to Destin, because that's where all those other things are going to go. But you're gonna notice a little bit more of a more quiet night lifestyle out here, going out to the beach to really enjoy the different things. But if you're looking for that more relaxed, that's what we're gonna do. So first of all, I'm gonna head into Publix and see what we got. And to my point, if you get excited about sandwiches, then this is definitely a town for you to come into. I'm really excited. I'll show you guys this and how delicious this thing is. But yeah, as we come through here, there's a couple of places to go. Like there's some chains and there's some locals. In this parking complex here, we actually do have one of the bars that's been around for a long time. It's called Stripes. It's actually over here. I'll walk by it for you guys. That is half a restaurant, which is pretty decent, and also half the pub as well. So kind of cool place that a lot of locals have gone to for a long time. And one of the ones that you're gonna find most of the happening places here. So what's a good list of places that you can anticipate most people are gonna be hanging out? Well, you got your regular chains, especially if you're into sports. You got Buffalo Wild Wings is a chain that's out here. So going out to watch the game or whatever, definitely check out if you like craft brew. St. Michael's is a brewery that's got a really nice beer garden outside. You also have, again, Stripes we talked about. We'll also head down to check out Juana's as well. That's your beachfront bar. That's really the only one that's probably worth mentioning here. There are a couple other ones down there. There's one by the pier, and there's also a restaurant, but more or less you're going to see Juana's as the place to go. That's really the nightlife spot that people will actually come out here for Navarre for. And there's a couple of other bars and towns, but those are the big highlights that you're going to see to do. But really, other than that, you're going to be heading to Fort Walton. You're going to be heading out to Pensacola, Destin, or all the other places that are going to have those sort of eateries and things like that. And one of the places that I absolutely love to go that I'll come all the way out here for is called Bella Luna. It's actually authentic Italian. Just as a New Yorker and somebody that's been to Italy a few times, actually I love the food there. Nothing's going to compare to that, but this is going to be the closest you're going to find in town for good Italian food. So just keep that in mind when you are coming out this way. One of the other hard truths that we have to learn about is that this entire community is a commuter town. What I mean by that is that no matter where you're going, most people are traveling to go to work. They're usually heading out to Hurlburt Field, Eglin, they're heading to Pensacola, they're going to Destin, they're going to Gulf Breeze. One thing that you should be aware of is that it takes somewhere between about 30 to 45 minutes sometimes to get there. Now, that's being nice, because sometimes it's going to take you, if there's any amount of traffic, it could take up to several hours to get there. And the reason that is that there's not a lot of alternative routes coming out of here. Of course, you do have 87 that does go north to connect to I-10. So if you're going to Pensacola, you might luck out there, or heck, maybe you're going out to Crestview. And for that, you might also be able to use I-10, but most of the rest of us, it's still gonna make more sense to wait in traffic when it comes to going out there to, Destin or Gulf Breeze or something like that. So that's just one thing to consider. It's the hard truth of this area is that more than likely you're gonna live here, but you're gonna have to deal with those commutes. Even still, I'm out here on the pier here in Navarre. Beautiful areas out here, just to show you that, hey, maybe it is still worth it. Maybe it is still worth it to go ahead and live in this area. So while we're out here and we're out here on the pier, I'd like to also just kind of show you just a little bit more of maybe it is worth going out here for the commute. Of course, we got the white sand beaches. It was raining a little bit earlier today, so it's cleared a good amount of the people that have some salt in their veins. But true salt life people are here, and they came out because it stopped raining. So of course we have all the condos here, so they may have hid inside, but we're back to it. We're back to it. Other cool places here, since we're sitting on the pier, is Windjammers. And Windjammers is another one of the probably two places that people are going to go here when they're on Navarre Beach to go get a little bit of nightlife. As I mentioned earlier, the nightlife isn't always that great. There is a restaurant just across the way, but it's more of a restaurant. Windjammers will have karaoke sometimes, which is right here at the end of the pier. Of course, I'll give you some more looks at that before we get off here. But it's not too bad. You can also go up there to Windjammers, grab one of your delicious libations and bring it down to the beach. They don't allow glass on the beach, but you can certainly bring your bucket of booze down there and of course enjoy yourself. Being this pier right here that we're currently on is actually the longest and largest pier in the entire state of Florida, strangely enough. And Navarre, not to scare you off, but this beach right here is actually where the first Jaws was filmed. Obviously a long time ago, but they had that mechanical shark in these waters. But again, some great stuff here. So I'm gonna flip this around one more time, just so you guys can see. And that's Windjammers right there. It's actually nice because if you've walked through the sand before, it can get pretty exhausting, right? And they do have the mats down to help a little bit with the traction to get around. So there's actually a bar on the bottom there. You can see some people already down there. And then of course the main one's up top. And it's mainly for people coming off the beach, enjoying themselves. And they got some decent food there. It's your typical bar food, but yeah, definitely a good time. Definitely go check that out. So let's go move on to our next. All right, last but not least, one of the true hard facts here in Navarre is the fact that there is a tourist surge in the summertime. You know, the area just wouldn't be what it is without it, obviously. Tourism brings in a whole lot of revenue here to this area. I'm kicking off my sandals. But yeah, you're gonna see a tourist surge here in Navarre. When is the biggest time that you're gonna see all these lovely people out here? Well, it's gonna start sometime, usually, I'm gonna say May, maybe April. It's usually whenever we get the spring break time that comes, that's when the season truly starts. If you read online, it's probably gonna tell you May. And they'd be right. I'd say that that's the biggest surge, but it definitely can happen before. As a local here for 10 years, yeah, I certainly can. Now, when does it go to? It goes to about August. It's August now, but mind you, it did rain a little bit earlier. And we got a pretty good crowd, right? Got a pretty good crowd. It's Thursday. It's Thursday, so most of these people aren't gonna be locals. That's usually our weekend folks. But yeah, Thursday, not bad, okay? But you're gonna see in Navarre, most of the tourists that you're gonna be here is mostly families, right? Most of the crowd that's kind of couples and people that like the nightlife are gonna go probably out to Destin. They're not gonna come here. So mostly you're gonna see the families that are gonna be out here to go into some of those beach towns. But what I will tell you is that if you are coming out here, if you are living here, that be ready. Like your transit time is probably gonna be close to double in certain days and certain hours. If you are heading in, coming from Navarre, going into Fort Walton Beach, you're gonna hit the Air Force traffic that's out there from Hurlburt Field, especially if you're coming, in the morning's not so bad. It's the evening sometime around 2:30 to about, let's say 6 p.m. It just gets backed up from Hurlburt Field and Mary Esther all the way out here. If there's an accident, whew, forget about it. But anyway, and during the tourist season, expect there's just gonna be more people transitioning through the area. So just be ready for that. And when it comes to August, September, that's actually when us locals actually get the area back or start to get it back. And things become a bit more relaxed out here. So there is a surge in here. It is necessary. It is necessary to keep our economy going. But you know, I don't mind. I don't mind sharing it with these lovely people, because they might be future Floridians sometime in the future. Maybe it's you. Okay, so we've talked about a lot of negatives and hard truths about the area, but here's why people still love this area, all right? It's easy beach access. I never have a time, even in the heart of the season, finding parking out here at the main part in Navarre Beach. There's never a hard time in there. And of course, coming out here, you know, you got that emerald colored water, you know, you got the white sand, and you know, you're just gonna have fewer tourists out here, less congestion than what you're going to find in Destin, just hands down. Also, you have a close community. The schools are actually really strong. If you don't want to take my word for it, go out and check out niche.com and other applicable websites. Maybe don't look at the ratings, but read the reviews. That's where the real information's in there. And people absolutely love it. Yeah, you got that, the neighborhoods, people know each other. People actually say hello. If you're not coming from one of those, because I came from upstate New York, I wasn't used to just people randomly waving. That was a new thing for me to get used to, but it was really nice. Affordability, I mean, it's nearly half of what you're gonna find in Destin. In Destin, your single family homes, they're gonna be around somewhere between 800 to 850,000 for a single family. That's on average out there. What are you gonna get here? It's half that amount. We're talking 4 to 450, but depending upon what you're looking for, it could be significantly higher, but you're getting more land, you're getting more bang for your buck, okay? And then it's really laid back. This Navarre environment is just really laid back here. If that's what you're looking for and access to these beautiful beaches, then this is exactly where to go from. But it's safe as well. There's low crime, and it just runs at more of a relaxed pace. So if that's, of course, what you're looking for, then this is it. So if you are thinking that Navarre is gonna be your home, I'll help you find a place here in Paradise. Just shoot us a message and let us know what your best places are, and we could definitely happen. So now we've helped dozens of buyers relocate here to Navarre and find homes that make it fit, you know, their lifestyle and their long-term goals, whether it's gonna be a full-time or part-time thing here. We've been doing it for a while. People who love Navarre aren't chasing that busy, active lifestyle in Destin, but maybe you do like it every once in a while and you just want to have access to it. This is a great place to be as well, because not only do you have access to Destin, but the same length, you can make it out to Pensacola and Pensacola Beach there. So if you're really looking for the more modern homes, you're looking for space, simplicity, and that community over the chaos and all the noise, then this is it. But if you're gonna move here without understanding the balance between those, you might end up feeling isolated, right? Bored, or frustrated with the pace of life. So guys, let's make a move, simple, easy, and stress-free. So just give us a call or text so that you can find exactly what you're looking for right here. Hey guys, and welcome here to Beach Colony Resort, one of the hidden gems that we have here in Navarre. It's not very hidden. You can see it's got 2 towers. We're actually going to be going into the West Tower today. I've got 2 units that I want to show you in here. We'll talk about some of the amenities and some of the other things that are really cool about this area. Let's go ahead and check it out. First unit we're going to look at is going to be here, one on the end, and the other one that we're going to look at is going to be a center unit. That way we can see the pool. You guys are going to be so excited to see some of this. And guys, if you want to know the price and the specifics for these units, make sure to stay here to the end. I'm going to have all that for you. All right, let's go. Just hanging out in the elevator. All right, do I have a treat for you? What we are going to be going through here today is a 15-story and A unit, which means it's right there on the end in Beach Colony. So we're going to take a look at this one in here and just kind of give you a preview of what it's like to either live here part-time here on Navarre Beach. So super excited. Let's turn this around so you guys can see. All right, some things that we notice right away is that we do have tile throughout this entire condo, which if you guys have watched my videos before for our walkthroughs, this is a really good thing, especially here on Navarre Beach. Why? Because sand gets everywhere, absolutely everywhere. No matter what, that fine white sand is gonna get in your shoes, it's gonna get in other places, it's gonna get everywhere, all right? And it will get into carpets and rugs, and it really wears them down fast. So you want something that's not going to be so much of a maintenance pour. So, okay, so first thing that we see here when we first get here, you have full laundry facilities in here. This person even put an ice machine in there as well in this utility closet. But not a lot of condos are gonna have this, but in the beach colony, this is pretty standard all throughout. So this is actually a 3-bedroom condo unit. So this is more than likely something that, that you could live in potentially, whether it was part-time, full-time, or somewhere in between. So first, we're gonna go back to this. We got the kitchen and of course all the different parts in the living area and then our master, but we're gonna go to the other side and head down the hall to see the other bedrooms first. Okay, so these are pretty tall ceilings. Like a lot of the older condo units don't have the tall ceilings, so it feels like you're a little bit more condensed down. And if you're, 5'8" or less, or more rather, it's it's gonna feel like you're kind of crushed in, okay? But we're gonna go into the first bath. As we go into here, we see that we have big length of the entire bathroom mirror here, and pretty good counter space for the condo. We do have a tub shower combo, which is pretty standard for these units that we have in here. Okay. Now, one thing to note too, that a lot of these different units, they do have different upgrades inside. So some are gonna be more than others, but this unit's pretty standard for what you're gonna find in Beach Colony. So coming in here, this is a huge room. You could have put 2 beds. You could have put one big, California king in here if you would want to, but it's got a beautiful view. And this is one thing that hopefully my video can capture this, is that you're actually seeing into the Intercoastal Waterway on this side. So no matter where you are, whether you're in the master or one of these spares, you're gonna have this little balcony out here and be able to be water view, no matter what. Waterfront, water view. Okay, you're gonna see this other door here. This actually is another access into the bathroom so that you don't have to go into the hall if you didn't want to. See, there's the other door. Alrighty, let's keep going. So we're gonna head into the other bedroom here. Again, this one has a little bit more light because we're on an end unit. We're gonna show you another unit that isn't on the end, but still has this great view, of course. And you're going to see that we've got a look over here, which is gonna go into the park, right? And some of the other beautiful parts there, that undeveloped, hopefully that came out well, undeveloped area into Navarre State Park. Okay, and again, this is the same type of view that we had before. You can see out here, that's Navarre Bridge, and there's old Juana's over there. If you're gonna be on here and you want a place to go, that is the place to go, and you could walk to it from here. It's not too bad. Okay, so looking around, the great part about this end unit as well, ta-da! It's a master bedroom. So we have 2 masters. What makes it a master is the fact that it is connected to a bathroom, okay? All these units, all these bedrooms rather, are connected to a bathroom, either by a Jack and Jill or by its own. So in this one, instead of the tub, we have a shower. Okay, these are actually pretty deep if you've never seen them before. Okay, they're actually pretty deep. And this one's got 2 shower heads. And it's got some natural light coming into there, which you would expect in a bathroom, right? Awesome. All right. And let's move on. The closets, as I didn't go into them, but they're your standard space that you're gonna see, just like you would have in this one, but this one's actually closed off. See, we got up here, those are like little locks. So whether you're gonna be here part-time renting it out, this is actually really nice because this becomes your owner's closet. So nobody else can get in there and you can keep your things that you would normally have that are just personal to you that you don't want your renters getting into. Okay. All right, so we've got the master over here. Again, into this main area, which of course we're gonna come back to. Let's go into the master bedroom first. Woohoo! First of all, I want you to notice this is like a half door and a full door, but it is a French door system. So this is actually wider than what you would normally get. And of course we got the bedroom here, but oh, wait a minute. What do we have over here? Look at the size of this closet for a condo. Look at this thing. This is absolutely huge. All right, like this is a huge walk-in closet. Look, there's an Adirondack chair in here and it barely takes up any space. Just so that you get an idea. This could be a mini office if you didn't want windows, but absolutely huge. All right, let's go into the main area here. Really nice setup in here. This is just a regular king size bed, but it looks like a twin just because of how big these units are. Okay. Now, if you are curious of how much these things cost, please stick around here to the end of the video. I'm going to tell you all the details about that. Okay. All right. One thing to note too, for Florida condos, especially these vacation rentals, they almost always come furnished. Yes, you can have personal property inside the contract for real property, which is just fancy talk for inside the contract to actually purchase the property. You can have personal property in it as well. So all the different things that come in here you can add. So inside the master bath, we have dual vanities, which is fancy talk for 2 sinks. Again, big mirrors in here, another stand-up shower. Now this one's a little bit smaller than the other one, but still relatively spacious, as you would imagine. It's not like you're on a cruise ship. And of course, coming in here, we do have a jet tub. Jet tub, lots of extra space for decoration or whatever else that you want to put here. But look at this view. Look at this view out here. So you get 2 windows, as you can see, one going out to the balcony and one coming down here. And you could be relaxing, enjoying the beautiful emerald colored waters. And of course we have the commode sitting over here. So let's venture on out. Now the cool part of this condo as well is you have access outside into the balcony from the master. All these units will have that. Some have bigger balconies than others. It really will just depend. All right. So as we come in here, we'll see the main area. We'll come back to this. Let's go ahead and look into the kitchen first. As you can see, this is set up for people to come on in and either for an open house or just for people coming in to rent this out. If you ask me, it's to attract buyers, maybe like yourself. But this does have granite countertops on top of here, so this is an upgrade from the original. Look at the backsplash that they have. You can see that the colors really are coming into light here. You've got the under cabinet lighting, which is making this pop, but there's so much natural light in this kitchen that it's kind of hard to see. You will see this is original here where you have the stove top and then a separate stove on the bottom. We call that a range. And then of course you have your built-in microwave on top. And we have your dishwasher here. Now I will tell you, in Beach Colony, most of these have been disconnected. All right. Well, not these necessarily. Dishwasher's still good to go. But if you have one of those units that had a ice maker, most all ice makers, even in your fridge, have been disconnected because they were having issues with those things leaking. And then would leak through, and because this is a condo, you know, it's part of the association that has to repair certain parts, but then the part that's yours, that you own, right, that you still are responsible, is a mess, okay? So yeah, they made them disconnect all of those. So that's why you see in the other room that there's an ice machine. Okay, anyway, we go back in here. You can see we've got the dual sinks. There's a garbage disposal in here. But really taken care of unit in this case. You also have a pantry, which is amazing. You don't normally see pantries inside condos. That's one of those deceiving things. And then in here, we also have your little dining area, right? So your breakfast area. What a cool view to have in your breakfast area. looking right down the pipe here. The cool part about this condo and this tower specifically is it's set back a bit so you have an unobstructed view all the way down for as far as you can see. You can actually go all the way down and see where the condos pick back up, which is over there in Fort Walton Beach. 15 floors up, you bet you can see that. And of course you have the view back there of the Intercoastal Waterway. You could probably with just your plain eyeball see what's going on at Juana's. And of course back here, you get the backside of the condo. Oh look, and there's the beach too. Right? Super cool. Now most of these condos will be set up like this where you have your formal dining right here in the center. There's usually some sort of light fixture or chandelier to indicate that that's where it was supposed to go. This one specifically will have does have this big entertainment center. Now you could get a lot more space by getting rid of that and then putting the TV on the wall, but it kind of makes the room pop, if you ask me. Most of these couches and love seats, they'll turn into those pull-out sofas, so you can add this as extra beds. And again, I gotta show you just the view that you get from here. Isn't that gorgeous? This is all inside. Like, this is what you get to look at. Living in a tower. All right, so really nice living areas, but of course, let's go out and take a look on the balcony, see what we got here. Oh. All right, so that's a storm grade sliding glass door, as you could hear me grunting, pulling that thing open. Okay, so this isn't one of the biggest balconies out here, but it's got some of the best views. So again, you can see all around Navarre. You've got the shot of that tower there. You've got the shot of the other condos here, and there's not a whole lot on Navarre. That's one thing that people really like, is that there's not a ton of stuff. Also get to see the courts down there, people playing shuffleboard. But this is more or less what people are looking for. This is what you're looking at. The white sandy beaches, the golf. Now this does have a huge pool down here too that you can see. Obviously we're looking right into it. This is shared between both the towers. So we have the East Tower, which is right here. And of course the one that we're currently in. So we are on the east side of the West Tower, so we're right in the center. And you can see all the different things that they have for the maintained space. You have your own private access down into the water, into the beach, and plenty more. So again, guys, like if you're looking to get into this, and you can see my hair's going crazy right now because of the wind. It's not really going crazy, but the wind is going. My hair is going crazy. Anyway, if you guys are looking into getting something like this and have some questions to see, hey, is this going to be financially feasible, or are there other things that are going to be close to this? Go ahead, give us a call. Give us a text. We're happy to go over what it takes and what it actually will look like financially for you. And if you're looking to come into this for a full time or just a little getaway, there are other different options just like this. So again, give us a call, shoot us a text, get on the phone with me personally. We'll talk about and see what we can do to help you find a little piece of paradise here. All right, guys, now I have another treat for you. We're gonna see a second floor unit interior versus the ones that we just saw before. Here, one of the C units. So this again is a 3-bedroom and 2-bathroom unit. And let's go ahead and take a look around. So we're gonna see a little bit of the differences. We still have the higher ceilings. There are some dips kind of in it to facilitate some of the heating and cooling. But here to the left and right, we do have our rooms. Okay, so this one's used as a bunk. And then back here, we also have some closet space. And then out here is actually the center of the unit, okay? It does bring in some natural light. It's just not as good as having the actual pool. So in here, we have the tub shower combo. This is pretty similar to the unit that we saw before as far as fixtures. Some of these are a little bit more updated, but still pretty spacious rooms. So coming in here, I want to show you, yeah, let's go ahead and take a look. So this is the center part of the infrastructure that they have out here. So you can see that in the towers for different floors, it actually does have like an open area. You see the elevator lobby in front of us, people walking around, so on and so forth. But it does give you that open air feel. And again, right behind this door is just like it was last time. You guys ready? Oh, bathroom. All right, so this is the main shared bathroom, single vanity in here. Decent sized shower, same ones that you would anticipate. And there's that door to the other room. Of course, your commode in there. Now, right behind it, we do have, again, full laundry room. Full laundry room. This is again where it showcases your HVAC and water heater, but still a good amount of space. So you're gonna see that this is set up just a little bit differently here for the main dining. And then of course we do have the master over here and of course the kitchen. We're gonna come back to the kitchen. I wanna show you the master. So again, we have the same types of doors coming in here. This is a king size bed. The main area in here is the same size as we had before. However, the walk-in closet is now right here. Now this is not as big as the end unit, but it's still very spacious. Okay, we can see too that we still have access out to our balcony. Of course, we're gonna go out there last and going into the bath. Again, still dual vanities. We've got some updated fixtures in here. You'll see this is slightly laid out differently. This actually has more room in the main shower than we did in that first unit. And we still have this jet tub that's in here with views out to the Gulf and the pool. So this is really more a pool, just to kind of have that view into there. If this is your thing, then whew, you're in for it. And then of course, sitting right here is your commode. Moving on out of here, we're gonna go ahead and check out that kitchen. So let's go check that out. All right, so again, we've got that granite upgrade. This is very similar to that last unit, except you'll see that the cabinets here, the cabinets are more upgraded. These actually have the soft close. The other ones did not. And this one is more set up as a galley kitchen. And I do love this, guys. The the farmhouse deep one sink. I love this. If you've seen my videos before, I get stuck cleaning a lot of the dishes after my wife cooks. And I like to be able to put all pots and pans in there and not have it at a tilt angle and lean it down. Man, it makes it so much. See how happy this little sponge thing is? That's how happy I am when I see these. All right, let's keep going. All right, so lots of counter space regardless as we come in here. Still, it's got that same range top that's on here, as well as a separate stove under it. Now, these are all stainless upgrades that we're seeing here, but there's actually a lot of cabinet space. Okay, still a lot of cabinet space. Still got a little area over here, and it's got the under cabinet lighting that's in here. Now, just like the other, we do have a pantry. Now, this is not as big as the other pantry, but still have one. Still makes a big difference. All right, let's get in it. So we have the area. Now this looks like it was designated. Of all the condos of this setup, having the designated area for formal dining, this is more like it was meant to be here. The other ones look like they just kind of fill it in. But this is deceiving as you look into this. These are huge couches, these leather couches. And again, like I said on the earlier preview, that most of the time this furniture does convey, unless stated otherwise, for these vacation condos. But it's actually laid out really well. You have more space in here. You've still got those plantain shutters, big space. Now you'll notice too that there isn't a huge entertainment center in here. So now it really looks like it's even more open. But what I like to see here too is most of the time we're going to be sitting here on this couch, looking out onto the water, into all the families and everybody having fun at the pool. Like, you know what's going on, all right? So I'm really excited to go out to the balcony here, okay? Because this is one of the larger ones. The last one that we went through didn't have as big as a balcony, didn't have as big of a balcony. So again, get this big old window, sliding glass door. We're gonna head on out here. So in this case, we're gonna get a better view of the pool, of the grounds, and it just feels like you're a lot closer to the action up here. This also gives you a good amount of privacy that you don't realize, mainly because we have these palm tree tops here. And these are not just seasonal, these are gonna be here all year round. So you'll still have the privacy of people from the pool looking into your unit. Not that you have to worry about it since it's tinted glass anyway. But you've got a little bit of a rounded bump out that we have here. And then as you can see, it extends further into where the master is. So there's a lot of extra room in comparison to the last unit that we looked at. Now from here, we get to see a good picture of the pool. Right, it's got that peanut-shaped pool. And then down here, again, you have this beautiful look into the Gulf. All right, so as you can see out here, there are many different amenities that you can get into, right? And this is way better lighting. Yeah. You can see that there's a lot of different options when coming into the condo units here. We've seen one with the end unit, one that's an interior unit. Of course, the prices are gonna vary based on updates and square footage, but we did see that there's a lot of opportunity depending upon exactly what you're looking for. So again, if you're looking for something like this, maybe not here in Beach Colony or anywhere here in Navarre, you know, reach out to us, give us a call, text. Happy to have a conversation, see what this actually looks like. All right, and one more treat that we're going to show you here is Navarre Towers, midway down through Navarre Beach. So we're gonna go check out one of these units in here. I'm gonna show you some of the amenities. And again, another hidden gem, hidden in plain sight. Gotta love rolling out here, shoot some awesome content. And you're ready to get some beach stuff going on. And then you see that. It'll ruin your day. But hopefully that stuff clears because we're in Florida and it could clear at any given time. So, and I believe I'm going the wrong way once again. All right, guys, so I've got the condo that we're gonna take a look at here in the towers, in Navarre Towers. So we got the 2-bedroom, 2-bath. Let's take a look. All right, so as you can see, this is freshly mopped and cleaned. All right, but when we come in here, we see that we have luxury floor on here, the luxury vinyl flooring throughout. You see that this has been updated. We do have granite countertops throughout the kitchen. These are the rehabbed cabinets, which I think they did a really good job on. Okay. Now inside here, we do have the actual full oven with the top on here, the stainless steel and white throughout, which is what you're going to typically see around here. It's kind of mix match in this unit, but again, each of these, like I mentioned before, can be updated to its to different types, right? And of course, one of the things I absolutely love, that's right, the actual sink, the farmhouse sink. All right, and then back here we do have a laundry room. Again, big enough unit for both the full-size washer and dryers. I like this too because it really gives you the availability. Again, we have some more storage over here. but it gives you the availability to do lots of laundry, which for me means, hey, this is a place that I could actually live for a long duration of time versus just a vacation, right? But as I look into here, one of the things that I love about these units is that you actually, when you're in the kitchen, normally prepping food, but you're also able to have a conversation with everybody throughout here while being in the kitchen and entertaining. I know that's really important for those of us that own condos like these, and typically it's family events, it's different things like that that really make us want to have a home away from home if this is your primary, or if you live on the beach, you're going to have guests, right? Which is why we need 2 or 3 bedrooms. This is really nice because while you're trying to prep and entertain, you do pretty much have the command of the room here. So let's keep going. Just give you a shot of that. Okay, and we'll also see here that you do have the dining room set up, just like I said before. This is how most of the condos here are going to be set up. The living room and balcony, which of course we're going to go back to. And then of course you have the 2 bedrooms. So again, you can see the flooring throughout. The single vanity, now this is a little bit older in here, but part of the allure. Does have a big garden tub in here and a shower. So even though it's not really updated, it certainly has the space. So this one does have carpet in the bedrooms. This is a big bedroom, as you can see here. You've got, this is a king and a single. King and a single. I could tell you I've been doing this for years. This is the first time I've seen this. This is kind of cool. I like it. All right, so you've got a king and a single bed in here, and you can see that we have some good closet space. Again, you can see that they've created a actual owner's closet. So this is just for the owners when they stay here, and they're renting it out the rest of the time. Okay, let's keep going. So we do have a utility closet here. This is where your HVAC, your heating and cooling and water heaters are. And then let's go into the master. Love the master, really beautiful in here, okay? Really nice furniture. Again, furniture typically comes with most of the purchases that you're gonna have here. And who can beat this view? This is why it's the master bedroom here. When you're up on the water, it clearly makes a difference. You actually have the view of the public access. You can see that we're one of the last ones down here at the towers. So there's the balcony. We'll go out to that here in a moment. They got some cool jazz playing in the background. All right, so over here you can see that we have single vanity, but you have a large amount of counter space. We have a big walk-in closet. Not as big as the other one we saw, still pretty big. And a picture of me, hey guys. Okay, nice is, we haven't seen this, but a closed off place for the commode and the shower, so one can be ready. Oh, there's the other vanity. It's actually in here. Little medicine cabinet. Wow, that's deep in there too. Look at that. That's awesome. Okay, and then we have a shower tub combo. And a really loud fan. Yeah, that happens. All right. Cool, let's head into the main room now. All right, so now we're in the main living space, the living area. We have our formal dining. And this is actually really nice furniture in here too. So guys, I will tell you that every one of these units that I show you at the time that I'm giving you this video, they are for sale. So if you do have a question of what unit I walk through and specifics for this property, please give me a call or text. I'd be happy to give you all the details for this to see if this is something you guys would be interested in. Okay, That's my shameless realtor pitch. All right, now back into this. Really nice furniture that we have in here. Normally too, you may see this in some of the units that are smaller. This entire wall is sometimes all mirrors. So it gives you the perception of this place being a lot bigger. But in all reality, it's not. But in here, it's got a good size. These are oversized chairs that they have throughout here too. Like you could fit 2, maybe 3 kids on them. It's almost a love seat, but they've done a really good job decorating it in here. Okay, so we'll go outside to the balcony. All right, so not a huge balcony here, but you can see that you have enough space for a lay down, and you also have the community chair out here. I will tell you that most of the condos don't allow you to smoke out here, but you can still enjoy the sound of the ocean and this awesome view. Look at this. Now you'll probably notice, if my camera is good enough, that it is wet on the railing, and it's because we got rained out for this video. So if you're wondering why the sun doesn't look like it was when I first walked in here, it's because we had a random rainstorm. Okay, other things I want to tell you here too is that you have public access throughout Navarre Beach. So if you look all the way down the beach, you'll see that they have all the bridges across the dunes. That doesn't necessarily mean that that's a public access, but typically the ones that have the flags are the ones that are going to have that. But typically you'll see people walking out to get the public, and you also have your own private access too, which you'll see right down here. Now there's 2 ways to get down to that. You can go down the elevator and then just hike it to the right when you get out, or you can go around. There's a pool to the back, a smaller pool for you to get into as well. I just want you to take this all in, because this is really what you're paying for. This right back here. This beach is what most of you are going to be paying for, and to be on this side and to be this close to it is going to be the one that makes the biggest difference, and to have access to. Now, I will tell you that getting a unit like this is really going to have you and everybody else be more set to privacy, right? It's your own private beach resort is what it's going to feel like with, 100 of your friends. But not all of them are going to be going out there when the season is kind of later in the season or too early. It's really going to feel like, hey, it's just some people that live here full time. Now there are some condo units that feel more like they're full-time residents and less like it's a hotel. And then you find the different ones that are in between. But those are those things too. If you have questions about it, you want a specific experience, those are the reasons to give me a call, give a call or text, and we can solve those problems and figure that out for you. But if you're curious about how much these different units cost, make sure again to stay here till the end. I got all that stuff coming at you, but let's go ahead and head down to the beach. All right, so thank you so much for staying all the way to the end. So I've got the information for you for those condos that we were talking about before. All right, so for the first one that we saw, that was over in Beach Colony. That one was 1,770 square feet. It's a little bit bigger there. It's 3 bedroom, 3 bath. It's going for $950,000 currently. Okay, that's your asking price. The second one, that center unit that they were going for, that one was $999,000. That was $1,680 for its square footage, 3 bedroom, 3 bath. Now know that complex was built in 2009, so a newer complex there as well. Now the last one that we saw in Navarre Towers, right, the one that was furthest down, it was a 2 bedroom, 2 bath. That one was built in 1984, and it was $1,360 for that square footage. And the price? $785,000. Now there's also different types of financing that you may need to consider for certain ones of these. Guys, if you have questions about that or want more info on exactly what it takes to get property here, HOAs, any questions like that, please give me a call or text. I'd love to help you out. All right. So don't go away yet. We have more and more stuff coming up here. We have other videos. We have over 400 different types of videos of Navarre, of Gulf Breeze, of Destin, of Crestview, all here on the Emerald Coast. So they're going to be popping up here, or anywhere in between. Don't go, check them out. This looks good. What about this one? This one?
So good.